Hey, welcome back to Livin MN Outdoors. I'm Daniel, and thanks for tuning in to another fishing report. We're getting into October now. The temperatures are finally starting to cool down. Water temps are dropping, and the fish are really starting to bite. Now, if you guys use any of the resorts or guides mentioned in today's report, please let them know you saw them on Livin MN Outdoors. And with that being said, let's dive right into this week's fishing report. All right, this week we're going to start up on Leech Lake. I will actually be headed up there this weekend. Going to hop in the boat with good buddy Austin from Leech Lake Guide Team, and we're going to chase some perch and walleyes. Now, as far as the walleye bite goes, the key depths for walleyes right now is still that 12 to 15 feet of water. Wind-blown shorelines and the wind-blown side of structure is holding the majority of the fish. Now, those weed lines are still holding plenty of fish. Best ways to catch those right now are with a jig and a crawler, and the jig and minnow bite is starting to pick up, and I would suspect that it's going to take over once these water temps continue dropping. Now, the perch bite out on Leech Lake is really hot right now. There are a ton of 9 to 11 inch eater perch with some really nice 12 to 14 inch perch mixed in. Best ways to catch those right now is by covering water, drifting a jig and a minnow. And some of the key areas to target are Sand Point, Walker Narrows, Steamboat Bay, and Sucker Bay. Those are some really good producing areas right now, so if you want to get out on Leech and chase some perch, try some of those areas. Now, as far as the muskie bite goes out there, the muskie bite has been pretty tough as of late. A lot of those muskies are still out on main lake rocks, but they are tough to get to bite right now. Some guys are starting to float sucker minnows, and they're having some success catching them that way, but that bite should pick up as those water temps cool. Now, as far as the panfish bite goes, bluegills and crappies are starting to bite pretty well again. They are on those deeper weed lines adjacent to deep water. Now, in the early mornings, evenings, those fish tend to be up in or on the edges of those weeds, and then they kind of drift off over that deeper water during the day, and you can find some of those crappies suspended. Best ways to catch those, a slip bobber and a minnow for the crappies, or a jig and a plastic is working. For the bluegills, you can get some of them bigger bluegills on the jig and plastic, but a slip bobber with a chunk of a night crawler is working as well. Now, if you guys are looking for a guide out on Leech Lake Guide Team LLC, they do still have some availability in mid-October. The perch and walleye bite is really firing up, and they're going to continue to guide as long as the weather stays nice. So if you want to get out on Leech Lake, go ahead, contact the guys from Leech Lake Guide Team LLC and hop in one of their boats. Now, if you guys are looking for a place to stay up on Leech Lake, Horseshoe Bay Lodge, they do have cabins, condos, hotel rooms. This is the last weekend for them to have cabins available, but they will be keeping their hotel rooms open until the end of October. Along with that, they do have a full bar and restaurant. Along with that, they do have live bait and a fish cleaning shack. So if you're looking to get up to Leech Lake, go ahead, call Cam or Courtney from Horseshoe Bay Lodge. All right, now moving over to Lake Winnie. The bite on Lake Winnie has been kind of hit or miss as of late. The winds have been really strong, and the best fishing is on the north end, which with the south winds we've been having has made it very difficult to get up there. Now, the walleye bite, the best areas to target those fish is that 9 to 13 feet of water. They're still pulling spinners with minnows, or the jig bite is starting to pick up as well. And in some cases, they are using slip bobbers with a fathead or a shiner, and that is working great as well. Now, the structure you're looking for there, that first break, the first drop off of the shoreline, those deeper weed edges, that is holding the majority of those walleyes as of right now. Although there are some fish starting to show up on some of those mid and deeper humps. Now, as far as the perch bite goes, the north end weeds and Tamarack Bay in 6 to 9 feet of water. Like the walleyes, they're getting them on spinners, jigs, and slip bobbers, but minnows are key to getting those to bite. Now, as far as the crappie bite goes, during the daytime, you can find those crappies suspended out over a little bit deeper of water, but then in the evenings, they're kind of pulling back up into the weeds and on the edges of the bars. The best ways to catch those is either with a jig in a minnow or pulling spinners in a minnow. Bowen's Bay, the edges of the bars in there, they are holding some of those crappies right now. So if you're looking for an area to start, that's a good area to check out. Now, as far as the muskie bite goes, there are 2 areas where we've been seeing guys fishing. On the east side, just south of the Birches, there's been quite a few guys fishing muskies there. And then Tamarack Point, been seeing a lot of guys floating big sucker minnows. That bite is going to really start to fire up here as we're getting these cold temperatures, and then throwing black bucktails along with those sucker minnows. Now, if you guys are looking for a guide out on Lake Winnie, unfortunately, Zup's guide service is full for the rest of this fall. However, he will be renting out his Ice Castle fish houses this winter. He has 5 beautiful wheelhouses. He will have them on some great walleye and perch action. So if you're looking to get out this winter, catch some nice walleyes and some beautiful perch, go ahead and contact Scott with Zup's Guide Service. All right, now if you're looking for a place to stay, the Pines Resort, they have cabins, campsites, full bar and restaurant, fish cleaning shack, live bait, dock slips, rental boats. They are going to be releasing their all-inclusive ice road pass very soon here. So stay tuned to their Facebook page and ours, and we will share that as soon as they release it. So if you guys are looking to get up to Lake Winnie this coming weekend or in the future, go ahead and call Chad from the Pines Resort. All right, now moving over to Mille Lacs Lake. It was really tough getting reports out on Mille Lacs Lake this past week. I do know that some guys were having luck on the walleyes in 14 to 20 feet of water on the rocks, primarily rigging shiners and small sucker minnows. However, some guys have started to drift jigs with fatheads and rainbows as well, and they are picking up some fish that way too. Now, as far as the smallmouth bass bite goes, that has really slowed down. The typical areas you find them, big boulders, rocks, rock to gravel transitions. A lot of those fish are starting to move out significantly deeper. That 16 to 24 feet of water is where the majority of the fish that I'm being told are being caught. But I do know there are still some in a little bit shallower on some of those key boulders and rocky areas. Best ways to catch those, like usual, a drop shot in a Ned rig, or some of the guys are starting to rig big minnows and having success that way along with the walleyes. Now, if you guys are looking to get up to Mille Lacs Lake, Castles Resort is located in Isle Bay. Whether you're looking to rent a pontoon, hop on a launch trip, book a cabin, whatever it might be, go ahead and call Jeff or Kimberly from Castles Resort. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for this week's fishing report. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. We probably will only do 1 or 2 more weeks of open water. Then we will take a break until November, until we have some ice reports to offer. If you guys aren't subscribed or not following us on Facebook, go ahead and do that. It's absolutely free. Hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. Really helps out the channel. Remember, be respectful at the boat ramp. Be kind to other fishermen. And most importantly, don't forget to get on out there and get living.